Okay, let's start. Greetings, everyone. A very warm good morning and heartily welcome to all. It's a wonderful day, and I'm super excited to have you here. Excited about all the amazing, knowledgeful conversation that we are going to have today. I, Sanskriti Raje, student of Government Institute of Forensic Science, Aurangabad, present here on the behalf of Gypsa Crafts. It's my pleasure to welcome you all on the second day of online national workshop on entrepreneurship in forensics, its opportunities and challenges, organized by Innovation, Incubation and Entrepreneurship Cell in association with Department of Forensic Science, Government Institute of Forensic Science, Aurangabad, Maharashtra. Our other event partners are IQAC, Gypsa Crafts, Paresh Chitnis Academy, and SIFS India. To add up to our knowledge, we have with us our today's speaker, Dr. Ranjit Singh sir. Sir, it's good to have you here, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Now, I request my co-host, Ms. Shreya, to introduce our today's guest. Over to you, Shreya.
Thank you, Sanskriti. Good morning, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our speaker of the day, Dr. Ranjit Singh. Dr. Singh is the founder of SIFS India, which provides one of the best forensic services globally. Sir has more than 14 years of experience in the field of forensic science and has given his expert opinion in more than thousands of cases. Sir has completed his Masters and PhD from University of Delhi and is qualified with CEH and CHFI from EC Council, along with additional diplomas and certifications in forensic science. Sir has also got many national and international papers in reputed journals and books in his credit. Sir has also provided legal reports for honorable courts, police departments, NCBs, and various government and law enforcement agencies. Dr. Singh has rendered services to many corporate companies, one being the Tata Group of Industries. Sir's contribution and work experience are not only limited to the nation but worldwide. Dr. Singh has delivered a lecture in University College Cork, Trinity College Ireland, and many countries like USA, UK, France, Australia, and many African countries. Dr. Singh has often been involved in providing free forensic training for thousands of police officials, not only in nation but also worldwide, to countries like Sudan, South Africa, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Jamaica, Uganda, Philippines, etc., with his knowledgeable and intellectual ideas. Sir's never stop working style helped him to grow even more during the pandemic 2020, where he connected himself with more than 3 lakh people and 500 plus institutions in forensics. Sir has many lifetime membership in forensic science with different renowned organizations and is also a member of Global Advisory Board of EC Council. Sir is profoundly involved in forensic investigations, training and education and has conducted the DVI workshop as well. Sir has marked his self-reliance, Atmanirbhar, presence by creating one of its kind, user-friendly portal for connecting links of forensic worldwide. We welcome you, sir, to this session. Now, before we begin, I would like to make a note to all the attendees that if you come across any doubts or queries in between, please feel free to share it in the YouTube chat box. Sir will answer your queries after the talk. I welcome Dr. Ranjit sir to share your knowledge with us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Shreya.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, particularly Dr. Rajesh sir, for giving me opportunity to speak in this national workshop, which is one of the innovative kind of workshop, which usually we do not get chance to learn all these things in our daily coursework. So with this, I like to thank you, Innovation and Incubation and Entrepreneurship Cell, Department of Forensic Science, Government Institute of Forensic Science, Aurangabad, for organizing a online one-day national workshop on entrepreneurship in forensic science, opportunity and challenges. I thank you all the event partners for encouraging students more and more so that they can become an entrepreneur. I will try to share whatever the things which I have done till now, so that students, those who might know me, they can get an idea how they can start their career in a private forensic science laboratory, or they can become an entrepreneur. As I choosing a topic to speak on need and role of forensic entrepreneur in current scenario. Why it is in current scenario, why it is not in the past. So the current scenario, people are more aware about the forensic science. The reason behind that, there are many web series, the news media, they are giving more awareness about the forensic science. Earlier, we do not heard or do not hear the use of the word forensic science in many cases, in many news, which we are listening day by day. But nowadays, if you see every sensational news or any kind of crime happening, country or globally, they use the term forensic science. So it's very important to understand the forensic science use. As we are moving more into the digital era, we are getting a more and more scope of forensic science related to the digital crime, and digital crime increasing in a very high mode. So that is a one criteria which is very, very important to understand. So this I allotted with the 90 minutes and then question answer. So in this 90 minutes, I'll discuss about the use of forensic science, entrepreneurship requirement, how you can form the company, how you can reach the goal, how you can reach to the clientele, what are the government compliances, what kind of certification you require, how you can get the fund from the private bodies, and how you can get the fund from the government. So all these things. With this, I thank you once again, Jipsa, for giving me opportunity to speak, Government Institute of Forensic Science, Aurangabad, and Dr. Rajesh sir. So I start my session with a quote: "The best way to predict the future is to create it." If you think anything we need to do in the future, you start working from today so that in the future you can achieve that particular goal. Whatever the kind of service you want to render in the forensic field, or apart from the forensic entities. Apart from the investigation, you can think about preventive forensic as well. So the future, where you want to see yourself, or where you want to see your children, or where you want to see your colleague, if you are seeing a cases like a phone is hacked of the family, then investigating officers, and then all the people. So how you can go about the preventive forensics, what you need to do in the futures, which kind of tool you can innovate. So like these, all things are very, very important once you want to become an entrepreneur. Because entrepreneurship, if I say entrepreneurship, so entrepreneurship is nothing, it's just a uniqueness. You cannot become an entrepreneurship if you are just copying an idea of everyone or anyone. So entrepreneurs is like these small stones. So you all can become an entrepreneur, and you all are like a very unique entrepreneur like these stones. You can see all the stones are of different shape, different shades, different types. So similarly, if you just want to become an entrepreneur, you have to that quality of uniqueness in yourself. So how you can become a unique? Like there are many common things which we are going in a forensic science, and which you are doing in a forensic science. What is the challenges we are facing to become a unique? So in India, even in globally also, who are the forensic experts? So you all have discussed, all have attended yesterday two sessions, which were informative, and they have given the idea about how you can put your how you can put your idea, how you can pitch your idea like these. So these are the very, very important things which play a very important role once you are reaching to the public. To become a unique, to become your idea as a unique idea, you need to be very careful, so that whenever you are pitching to the client, they should understand. So as I told in Indian scenario, because with your name, if you are going to start your career as a forensic expert, your name will be attached with the expert. Forensic, people will think later on. First, they will think you as an expert. So for being an expert, what they need a age. They need a old age. That is a one very, very, I can say, unfortunate that they look for the age. That if you are aged only, or if your age is more than 50 only, you can become expert. Or that is a one criteria which I faced during when I started my career. One incident of this I want to share, that was in 2011. I reached to the one insurance company, I do not want to tell name here, and asked them, I want to give the training on the AML document, anti-money laundering document fraud, and how you can examine the document is genuine or not once you are taking a policy. Because there are lots of complaints coming on that day about the missale of the policy. Although this is continuing till now, they said you are too young. We cannot make you a trainer. Our employee, our staff are already trained, and they know that how to identify the document. So I did a wrong, unethical things. I took a loan of very small amount of 20,000, giving with the false document. And then they said, I openly said, you can prove that this loan was taken by me only, because you cannot prove that document which I have submitted is generated from my side. Then they came to know that yes, the training is very, very important. And till now, we have trained more than 10,000 insurance company people from our company. So until unless you do not have something to pitch, and until unless you do not have something to prove that you are going to be beneficial for their company, they will not going to give you the work. This program is related to the forensic science. So in forensic science, we are in the check review, and that check review consists of the victim, evidence, and the witnesses. It's very important to give the justice, give the justice through our findings, through your reports. Your evidence should be speaking so that court can understand what actually you want to do, and your witness testimony should be very, very important once you are going to become a forensic expert or entrepreneur in the forensic for the expert witness. As we all know, yesterday it was also discussed, who can be an expert? That is again a very debatable question in our country. So I'm not going to discuss because that is already discussed yesterday. Let's discuss about the entrepreneurship, who can be an entrepreneur and what is the quality of entrepreneurship. So what is entrepreneurship? So entrepreneurship is nothing. It is a concept of creativity and the innovation. Both are the linked domain, and with subject construct the concept of creative and innovative. You have heard that person is very creative and person is very innovative. And by this identification only, you can become a unique entrepreneurship in your particular domain. Why we discuss only about the century of the Sachin? Because we love to see that century. So we love to see that high score. Why we read why the people like much novel by the Chetan Bhagat. So the story was very common. We all have seen in our neighborhood, in our area, like half girlfriend we have seen two-stage marriages. It's not like that. But the creativity and the presentation is very, very important once you want to become your idea, to put your idea as an entrepreneur. So creative and innovation is very, very important. And these things are very much required in forensic science as well, because till now, as per my understanding, we have not marketed ourselves in a forensic science. Till now, people are, even if you go today after 14 years, I used to face this question that a private people also can provide opinion in forensic science. And this question was not by laymen, these questions are by higher officials, those who are having the positions, those are the like Indian Police Services officers, Indian Administrative Services officers. They still have a dilemma, they still have a doubt that a private forensic expert can form an opinion. So that is the things, the reason here, I just, why they are asking, because we have not marketed, we have not placed our field at the platform where we can, where we should, but we need to do this in coming future. So you all budding mind, you all have a very creative idea. From last 2-3 years, even in this pandemic, I have seen many young talent, they are coming with a very good idea by creating a good magazine, by creating a podcast, by creating some goodies stuff. So these are the new things which we are seeing in the forensic science. But here again, a question comes when we go for the funding to the government. Government in their entrepreneurship program, they have not yet included on a high demand as a forensic, because they do not know about how the forensic entrepreneur can be helpful for the society. They have given the many funds, like MSME, they have given the many funds, or they are giving many funds to the cyber forensic trainers, they are giving funds to the computer educations. So they are giving, but yes, if you reach with your idea, you can procure the fund also from that particular government agency, those who are having the funds, because there are many programs which require and which need a forensic entrepreneur, but we are not aware about that, how we can reach and who all we our target audience. So entrepreneur actions, how it begins. So it's the creation of the new organization. If you want to become an entrepreneur, you need to create own organizations. I will discuss also that how you can create the organizations. Then you have to scan the environment for the opportunity. Who can be your target audience? You cannot go in a like easy market and you will get the business. It's not like that. Like in 2008, there was I was very new in that field, and there was one incident happened in our colony, that is in Hudson Line. One anonymous letter came to the girl, and they have a doubt that someone from the known they have sent. So they start doubting people and taken a samples of handwriting. And later on, it was after the examination of the handwriting, we come to the conclusion that it was sent by one neighbor's driver. So we given an idea to the RWA, why not to take a handwriting sample and fingerprint of the all workers, those who are coming apart from the society, so that in case after commission of the crime, if they flew, we can catch by the having the record. So by that way, we got a project from the RWA, and we did this fingerprint, handwriting, and all anthropometric data collections for more than 800 people for family group. And you can see this is a very small work. There's nothing, no rocket science in that. Collecting a handwriting sample, collecting a fingerprint, collecting anthropometric data and the photographs, making them in a file, giving one to the residents, one to the RWA office, and one to the police officers. So by scanning the environment, you can grab the opportunity, but yes, you have to first tell them the advantage of your service. Then identification of the opportunity to be pursued, what other opportunity you can pursue, and you have to scan the market, and by scanning the market by need of the people, you can actually do. And similar kind of project we have introduced with the big security companies, those who are like giving security guard to the different societies, big societies. They are giving security guard to the malls. They are giving security guards to the different, and the number are in thousands. So thousands of people, thousands of the security guard, we procure their fingerprint, handwriting sample, anthropometric record, and given to the security company, and it give an advantage to the security company that they are giving us something other product which is not in the market to their service taker. So if any society, those who are hiring security guard, and they are getting in advance about their other handwriting sample and other data. So in future, if some kind of forgery happen, or if there is some wrong entry in the register, entry exit, some other people come and they have the doubt that this entry was done by the security guard, they can easily match from the available record. So opportunity required to be pursued. Then you require to evaluate the feasibility of the new venture. Whatever the new venture you have to require the what feasibility can be and how this is useful for the particular things. So for like giving the opportunity, there are the 5 ways, and these 5 ways for taking a revolutionize or the idea how you can be, and these 5 ways are the development of the new services. This new services or the new product, you can introduce the new product of the preventive forensic as the measure of the preventive forensics. So that services, first you take the services which never introduced, or you can make services which is already existing, but with a substantial improvement of the quality of the existing service or existing product. If you have, like, there are many portals and many things are available, and you have seen that ups and downs, like why the Amazon and Flipkart still exist, why the other platform is not existing. The reason behind that, they have not improved the quality as per the existing market. And if you have the feasibility, like a few products, like a few entrepreneur or few business model, like Nike, they have a specific target group. So you can reach to these companies also for providing their e-commerce security frauds, There are product changing frauds. People are taking a product, then people are changing product, sending the company back. They have received the wrong product. They are exchanging, and you all have heard these news several times that this person have duped the Flipkart or the Amazon with the 17 lakh, 15 lakh. So, how you can give the preventive forensic ideas, how you can give some improvement in their applications, which they are already capturing the signature, what other things they can introduce there in their application. So for preventive forensics, you can give the development of the new services, which is already existing, so that you can do in improvement. Then discovery of the new production methods. So the necessarily what the scientific discovery is required, but with a genuine application. And genuine application means which is requirement of the industry which require that you can introduce to them. The discovery and the exploitation, exploitations of the new market. So in this, you can see the what new geographical market, what particular area you require. If you want to sell any product, if you want to sell any product which is not as per the market need, it will not going to be useful. So you have to discover the market. You have to discover the what things actually require as per the industry need. Then discovery and explorations of the new source of supply of raw materials. If you are in product area, so if you want to go in a forensic product, supplying of the forensic products. So police agencies, NCRB, bureaus, they need a quality product. There are very few people, those who are providing these services. So that is one very, very important and challenging part which we are facing nowadays. So the quality product is very, very important, and you can think about it. And if a fingerprint kit or any crime scene kit from the searching and the Indian scenery, you'll find the differences. You'll find lots of differences in that. And that the development and the implementation of the new way of the organization, how you can develop and what other things you can develop once you want to implement your idea to the particular things. For being, these qualitative analysis, you require to follow something, and these can be of several nature. Here I am going to just here I'm going to explain a few things. Being a entrepreneur, what all things you can do, what job roles you can get, which is already many part is covered by yesterday's speaker. But as I found this necessary to put here, so I added this part also here. It's like you have seen the dawn of Amitabh Bachchan. I'm just going to show the dawn of Shah Rukh Khan. So entrepreneurial system, how it works in the form of employee. And what are the employee? If you are an entrepreneur and you want to become an employee with your idea, you want to sell your idea to any company. What you have the safety, you have the security, you have the fixed payment, and you can move anytime. With this idea, if you are not in the contract, or you can create some more idea. You can become a self-employed. Self-employed have the fixed expenses. You do not have the burden to pay the salary. Time constraint, you can work as per your need. If you want to become a self-employed and you want to get the product of a different time zone, you want to render your services to different time zones, like you want to render your services to the UK, US, or the African country. So there are time zones you can adjust, and simultaneously you can work for the two different time zones. Outcome is much. Then in medical emergency, it is one challenge for the medical emergency. If you are a self-employed and you are stuck with some medical emergency, the things will stuck at that time. No one is going to take care of your business. Then growth is high in the self-employed until unless you are not facing any medical emergency. Then our entrepreneur can be a businessman, and for businesses, we require a model. We have to see the risk factor, what risk factor you have. We require to have the target audience. We require to develop the technology. Like yesterday, I have advertised 15 posts for my institutions for managing the courses, online education, because in this COVID, as Shreya already told, we have connected more than 3 lakh people, and they need some customized courses in their country, because people from the 87 country, they want to learn the forensic, and then they found that the costing of forensic learning in India is low than any other country, and they are getting good quality content. So I received till now, since morning, I have received in 8 9 hours, I received 93 application, and in 93 application, unfortunately, 47 people are not able to fill their LinkedIn profile properly. They do not know how to fill the LinkedIn profile. So that is the one thing, you do not be in a hurry. If even you are going to in a business, your model should be accurate so that you can see the risk factor, you can reach to the target audience, and you can see the what development required in technology. After earning a more amount, or if you have the amount, and if you are not in the forensic, but you found that forensic field can be a good, you can become an investor. You can invest that amount. We in the last, I will also announce some investment things which we have recently got from one of our investor. So for that, we require a blueprint, risk coverage, and the revenue model. Because VCs, right, venture capitalists, they never give anything without they have your model. And if the model is good, only they will trust you, and only they will trust on your business model. So how to treat your team members, being a business model, being like a entrepreneur, you require to have the team, because everything you cannot do. You can manage that particular things. You need a team member, technical member. You need a member, those who have a high skill. You need a member for all other works. Because see, once you are starting your business, you need to create each and every stage, like creating a logo, to visiting card, to website, to presentations, to report format, to accountant, to your account maintenance, and everything. You require different jobs, roles by the team members. So you cannot do everything by yourself. Once your business will grow, your business will increase, and being a busy person, you need to have the team member. But treatment of that team member is very, very important. So you require to train them well. You require to give their idea. You can give that what particular training required and what particular project they have to handle. For proper training is very, very important. Otherwise, recently you have seen that a family man, don't be a minimum guy. So that kind of, if you have not given a proper training, or your staff is not interested in your job, then in particular things, it is very difficult to find out productive work from your staff. So after the training, you require to see them, give them the challenges, and during the challenges, you need to mentor them, how they can face that challenges, then promote them, involve and appreciate them. The work, if they have some good works, you need to involve them in other work. You need to appreciate them, not in company, also in front of the client. They will feel motivated, and they will give the more productive work. And you should tell them the value of a mission, what project actually they are handling, and what is a particular value of that particular mission. And then after all these statements, the must thing, which is very, very important, we require from the staff is a trusted and empowered, and that trusted staff can give you the more productive. Even if you are being a self-employed and you want to start your career as an entrepreneur, you require to get a proper training. You have to face the challenges. You feel like you yourself need to be motivated by having some other kind of idea, pitching the idea. See, if you think that you are not going to face the failure, then you are not going to get the success. So the failure is important to get the more and more success. So by that way, you can trust, you can win the trust of your like service taker. You can become a trusty vendor, and more people can go. Never, reach to a vendor where other people are providing the services, and you think that your services cannot be better than other people. Like for an example, if I'm going to reach some company where the KPMG is already providing, I do not have that quality that KPMG can manage. So going over there is my fault. Until unless I should not promote my training on that particular level, or I should not be having that trusted and employ those who can reach to the particular goal. So reaching to that particular goals, we require to see the story, require to see the business model of the top businesses which we are going through in the country, and particularly in the forensic. And in India, the forensic maximum businesses, we have in a cyber forensic domain, and less businesses we have in other domain also. But yes, we have the good quality of businesses, good quantity of businesses as well. So become a good entrepreneur and provide your quality services to your client, and being a qualitative or the entrepreneur, what actually things you require. So you require the particularly 10 points, and these 10 points are: number one, discipline. So discipline, like the individual are focused to make their business work, and they should see that if anything is hindering in their business, they should avoid. They can change the goal if some goal is distracting them. So discipline is very, very important. Time frame is very, very important, and action on time is very, very important. Then confidence. Once you are going to present your idea, being an entrepreneur, if you are pitching your idea to someone, those who are going to invest on your business, if you are not you are not investing by yourself. So if you are going some venture capitalist, so you should be confident about your idea, about your product, the future of that particular services. You should be open-minded. You should listen to everyone. Like I used to learn a lot from my staff and my young trainee as well. Those who come to here or those who are connected online, I used to learn a lot. And whenever they share something, I ask them to, can you teach me in detail? So open-minded is very, very important. You should not think that you know everything. Like there is a famous dialogue in the movie Ghazni. You know, the things is a confidence, and you know everything is overconfidence. You should not be in overconfidence. You should be in the confidence. So the self-starter. So entrepreneur know that if something needs to be done, they should start in themselves. Competitive analysis. Competitive market is many a time you have seen the similar kind of services, similar kind of work is provided by many companies in forensic, those who are working along in either our company or the other company, we have some kind of similar kind of services. So competitiveness is very, very important. Then if you want to become a unique, you require to be a creative. So creative idea to fashion the creativity. You can be able to connect the more and more people, and you can create the unrelated event. You can create several other events, like we have created in past several events with the help of some other our partners, like on handwriting, couple handwriting analysis. On Valentine Day, we have a contract with Cafe Coffee Day. We have the contract with the Uniball, and we have a contract with many other pen company, those who are creating their pen and promoting their pen in the schools and other. We can give a model that because parents and the students and the teacher all will be fascinated to know their future and their characteristics by the handwriting, and they know that they know their characteristics, but still we know everything. It's still, if we find someone of like a promise, we what we do, we show our hand. Can you tell something about ourselves? Although the one about yourself more than anyone else. No one know more than like yourself about you. So the creativity, then determinations. You will get a multiple failure, but after multiple defeat, you have to be determined. You have to be determined, and your determination play very, very important. Strong people skills. So as entrepreneur, being an entrepreneur, you have to has a strong communication skills to sell your product, to sell your services, so that more and more people can trust on your work. Then strong work ethics. That is a very, very important nowadays, which is lacking in many businesses, also in forensics. So a strong work ethics is very, very important. If you are ethical, and if you know that this is not at all possible, because just by seeing the CID and crime patrol client come with a fascinating idea and the fascinating demand that, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? So you should be ethical. You should not guide them. Yes, it is possible, and in the halfway we tried our best, but it is not possible. You know the truth, it is not possible. If it is not possible, you should be ethical in that sense. And for being a good entrepreneur, the last point is you require to be passionate. Being a passionate, and if you genuinely love your work, you can be a very good entrepreneur. Motivational factor is very, very important. So, as I told that quality of the entrepreneur and quality, what motivational factor is important and how you can motivate yourself for the things. So there are three models, three relationships, which is very, very important. That one is effect of the innovation upon the profit. Whatever the work you are doing, you need to earn, you need to learn, and you to earn for your bread and butter. The effect of innovation upon the activities is very, very important for a individual entrepreneur, and the effect of the behavior of the profit on an activities of the innovative idea. So you should be, they can copy your idea, but they cannot copy your imagination. How you are imagined, and because if you are the inventor of that particular idea, you are the innovator of that particular idea, you are the creator of that particular idea. No one else going to copy that idea. So only like they can copy your whatever the exposed idea you have given in the market, but they cannot copy the whatever the things which is going in your mind. So you should be, even someone copy your idea, don't be demotivated, because they are the people who have that much quality only, that they can only copy your idea. They cannot create any idea. You try to create your idea with your imagination, because you have the imagination. By having the imagination, you can create anything. You have created in past, you can create in future. And that should be your goal once you are going to be an entrepreneur. And that motivational factor is very, very important to become a very successful entrepreneur. So enterprises creations, there are different processes, how you can create your enterprise, how you can form your company, how you can form your firm. So for that, you require a few 8 stages I have mentioned. There can be more also. So that number one is discovery, identify and evaluate the potential view of the business opportunity. Then model, make a model. And by that model, business logic should be there. So create a business model. Start your startup. So research and develop a product. What is the need of ours? What services you can provide? Just by, like, for an example, if you are a graphologist and you are just telling individual feature by handwriting or the behavior by handwriting, that is not the need of market. This is going on from the last 20, 30 years. So for that, you require to some creative idea. You can reach to the hotels, you can reach to the marriages. Many event organizers nowadays, they are calling the graphologist. In marriages, to engage more and more people, or in some event like insurance selling, like a credit card selling, they are calling a graphologist, so that people, more and more people can come. They will come for the their handwriting analysis, and later on, if your salesperson is that creative, they can sell that product also. We have given many services to the conferences where the doctors, they are coming for their conferences on the different surgery. They do not have anything related to the graphology, but yes, interestingly, they are coming a lot, and they stall those who are like they are selling some product, medical equipment. Doctors are coming, they are getting their handwriting in leg, and as we all know, they used to ask that now how you can say that doctor handwriting is not beautiful. So many interesting questions you will get once you will start many things. So a startup is very, very important. Then existence and survival is also, you can only create the new startup of new, you have your bread and butter existence and the survival. So the make one base things from where you can start fixed earnings, so that your company expenditure, your staff salary can easily come. You can get a product of a higher quantity. From there, you can get a fixed income, and by that getting a fixed income, you can go for the small steps where you can where you can love your work, where you can market your work, where you can market your product, you can market your ideas. So then success. So you have to be expand and keep the company stable for the profitable, so that a success can be in the future. And then adaptations. So phases of rapid change, like in the COVID situations, Once in the last March, it is announced that like we are not going to have classes, we cannot conduct the classes, and we have taken a fee for the summer training for more than 35 students. So we refunded their fee. So how we can adopt in that particular way? Then we thought to arrange some different kind of criteria to reach to the public to share the knowledge. We started the international lecture series where we have invited 31 speakers from the globe and those who are the big source in their field. We have from different help of the different university professors from GIPSA also. We created a different quiz where the students get engaged themselves, and that was a completely a good idea. And we have connected to more than 3 lakh people in that particular pandemic. So adaptation is very, very important. We cannot only sit with the one idea, because if we have the only one idea and the market is changing, you will see these changes with a very high frequency till 2025. So till 2025, you will get you have to be very adaptive whenever you start something. Then independence, so advantage of size, check the financial resources, market share, your manager, those who are maintaining, you make them aware that the market is changing and they can make an independent product. And later on, once you will become a very successful entrepreneur, you can access the company, you can hand over the company to the CEO and you can become a founder, or you can create some other founders like a big source in our country, the top 10 families of our country, those who have the CEO, even internationally also. And founders are separate from the responsibility. They have created things, they have work on the model, they have adopt the technology, they make people independent, and then they exist. So these are the process of the entrepreneur, which is very, very important. So being an economic and sociological viewpoint of an entrepreneur, because in our country, like we believe that if we are in a government job, we are more secure, and that is somehow it is very, very true. Because you have heard or you all read that in this COVID situation, many jobs or many people have lost their job, and particularly from the private sectors. Because in India, we have more than 95% jobs from the private sectors. So the economic and sociological viewpoint also you have to be cope up once you want to become an entrepreneur. So you have to aware about inherent disadvantages, like you have to see the government control, if government is changing some rule and which is not going to be feasible for your work. You have to be very particular about seeing that disadvantages, budget constraints, financial resources, lack of the financial resources. Then you have to be very open about organization mission, like what are your strong emphasis on particular missions. You address the social problem. You can create idea, like as Shreya told that I used to give the training for the police officers. Until now, we have trained many police officers, more than 10,000 police officers for the creating awareness among them that how the forensic science is useful for them. So, and the third is profit, not a dirty word. People think that we are doing a business just for the profit. So no, not only for the profit. And if you are investing our time, our everything, then earning a profit is not at all our dirty things. So people think about the businessman that they are doing everything, but they do never think that what effort they have put to earn that profit. And work with the market force. So innovative solutions, you require to take some actions to make a sociological viewpoint also, because in the society it is very tough. It is very tough to convince the people that your business model is going to be useful for the society. So you have to be very, very careful once you are doing this. You are putting your impact on the society. Let's discuss about, because I have yesterday many people also asked that how to form, which kind of organization form. So how you can form the organizations. Many of companies helping in creation of these organizations, but always take a service of the stakeholder, those who have the good experience, because whatever the memorandum or the article of association they are going to form, or whatever the contract they are going to form for your company, and later on once you're going for the vendorship, it put a lot of impact. If the big company has help in registration of your company, they have made the article and memorandum with all the compliances, because in the future, if you want to expand your business and you want to go into international, so your company goal and your company articles should have all these things. Otherwise, later on, if you need to improve this, it will become a very difficult, and it also give a very immature impression on the service taker, and they will think that they were not fully equipped earlier. They just doing the work for sake of the work. So here it is important. You can form a different kind of company. In India, we have a provision. This is particularly for the Indian scenario. In India, we have for if a single sole proprietor you want to form, you can form a sole proprietorship. You can form this is a one company where you just need your PAN card, your Aadhaar card, and on that basis you can register in the Labor Department and MSME, and you can form your proprietorship with whatever the name you want, and whatever the available name, you just check that your name should be not taken by someone else. And if you want to form a company from the MCA, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, you can form a single director company, which was introduced in 2013. So one director, earlier two directors is required, but now they are allowed to form a single director company, because proprietorship data, like if you are going to grow your business in international community and also for the big corporate, they require to verify your identity of your company. So your records should be on the government website. So you can form a MCA, single director company, so that from the metadata of the MCA can be found that yes, you are the director, and what is the goal of your company, like that. This is a single individual. If two or more than people wants to form a company, we have three kinds. For profitable, one is a partnership form. You can open by the Partnership Act, and by registering Partnership Act, you can start your business and you can apply the PAN card, GST on that particular format. And similarly, you can form a limited liability partnership form. So this, which is known as LLP also. And then you can form a private limited company. And there's two person required. And in this LLP and private limited, you requiring a 2DIN. So having a 2DIN is also a crime in our country. So that is one thing is very, very important to once you are procuring the things. So, and apart from this, if you want to go for some social cause and you want to organize some events or non-profit company. So in India, we have provisions like you can form a society under the Society Registration Act. You can register as a trust. You can register as a Section 8 company, which is by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Earlier, it was under Section 25 company, if I'm not wrong. So Section 8 company you can form, and here also 2 directors is required. And the compliances is something different than the private limited and the LLP. So you have to see that your goal and which kind of business you want to do, which kind of business actually you are pitching, and what are your clients for pitching of the business. Then later on, you require the accreditation of the lab and accreditation of expert, those who are doing giving services, or those if they are going for the educational services, you require to have the educational expertise of and the experience of the individual. By that way, you can form your organization, and this is the basic structures, basic need of the organization. Once your company will form or your proprietor will form, you have to apply for the PAN card. Then you have to apply for the GST, open a bank account, and then you can make your business model and pitch to the client. So here, few other registration is also required, like MSME, if you want to get the fund from the government. So micro, small, medium enterprises funds, many in many heads, government is giving these funds. So you can do the MSME registration. Then if you want to go for the product selling, so in government sector, they have decided to sell all the product to the GEM at many places. So you have to do the GEM registration as well. So then different ISO requirement of your services, requirement of your need, and GST registrations. If your business is more than 20 lakh, so if you are doing a turnover more than 20 lakh, then you have to register your business under the GST. as per the Indian tax systems. So the GST registration is important only if you have the business more than 20 lakh. Less than 20 lakh, it is not compulsory to have the GST registration. And for that particular things, your chartered accountant or the company who is helping you in the registration, they can help in a better way. So these are some registration certificate which you need to do. Like this is our MSME registration, then our GEM registrations, then different certifications. We have registered for like we started giving services under the information security. So we need the information security management system ISO also. Then good laboratory practice. For that also we require a certification. So we registered for the GLP as well. Then ISO 1725, that is also a general requirement for the like competency for testing and calibration laboratories. So we did this registration as well. And you have to make your scope what actually you are going to do in that particular registration and particular company. Then assessment requirement or confirmatory assessment requirement for, because once you are pitching a company, different company have the different tools. Like I'll discuss few kind of services also, and company where we have provided, where someone cannot even think that we can reach that particular company, giving a forensic services. Then the customer certification is also very important. Many company, they ask to give either your company is ISO registered with the customer satisfaction compliance management or not. If you are receiving any complaint in your company, how you are managing, what are the protocol, who are the grievance officer, and you have seen in recently government also highlighted to put a grievance officer for the different OTT platform and the social media platform. And recently, yesterday even came the list of all the officers, those who are going to deal with the grievance about the open platform. So for Facebook, for Twitter, and for Facebook and for WhatsApp, they have given the list of all the grievance officers, those who are going to deal with the grievances and with their addresses and contact, everything government has announced. So these are the few registrations which is very, very important. Then environment green management, as we are in Delhi, so this is another requirement where we have to environment management systems, because sometimes we deal with we collect the sample like assays, so how we are disposing that particular, and we are doing the other kind of testing, blood testing. So how we are disposing, so environment management system certification again required. Then we have the staff, so occupational health and safety management system also we require to get the certification. So all these kind of certification is very, very important. Once all the certification you do not require on day one, but as your company will grow, you require to have all these certificates as per the need. And then lastly, you require to have the GST, so that you can pay tax to the government, and like that your organization can build and you can grow. In any step you need my help, I'm open to help all the entrepreneurs, and whatever they help they require, I can give the contact details of the individual, those who are helping me in this certification, the companies, like that. So once you will start by registration and other things, you have to maintain the human resources. You have to maintain the hiring new staff, onboarding, administrations, those who are dealing along from the administration. Recruitment is required. You need to grow your company. You cannot put all the things to one individual. You have to be more and more people, those who can take the responsibility. And by taking the responsibility, they can only give the idea and they can only perform in a better way. So employee self-services, scheduling management is very, very important. The roster management, which is in corporate, it is on a very high demand. Once you are serving, particularly for the corporate, if you are scheduled, if your task is scheduled for tomorrow, you cannot linger on that task. So scheduling management, then absence management. You can make a roster for the absence. If someone is not coming, who will going to handle that particular task? Because client have the TAT. Yeah. And once you will being an entrepreneur and being a service provider for the corporate, you have to follow the TAT. That is a turnaround time. So particularly company gives the 10 days, 5 days, 15 days, depend upon the nature of work. So if you are not meeting the TET, they are cutting your marks, number one, and they are also cutting your payment. So absence management is another very painful task. Then the leave management, there can be a medical emergency, there can be a family issue. So you have to make a roster for the leave management if someone is going, how you can hire the new or how you can assign the work to some other. Then reporting analytical parts, and then the reassignment. If you are giving some individual that you have to complete this task in 1 month, then for next month, what is the target for the next month? So you can reassign them. So this is very, very important things once you are going to be a entrepreneur, and once you are going, your company will grow, and you have the more human resource, and you are providing more services. So you're required to do all these resource management and the operational management. Then marketing and licensing is very, very important. You understand the industry background, target the market, trend as per the requirement, what is trend going on, industry, what assumptions have. We are providing to the pharma company, and we are providing more than 10 pharma company to the company to services. And you might be aware, you might be thinking that what services we are providing to the pharma company. So many people think that we are going to provide some kind of testing. No, they have already a very high trained people in their company about the chemical testing and other things. What we are providing them the compliance, and we are providing them the grievance resolutions. So if some complaint coming from the customer side, so particularly if there are some insect found in the medicine, some fiber found in the medicine, how we can forensically prove that this is not the insect which is going to be harmful, or if either this is the insect or not, we have to prove that either this is transplanted by the client or not, the complainant. There are many cases where the complainant also they play a role to get more and more compliance. So we have given the grievance services. So now there's the company are very happy that they usually whenever they receive some kind of complaint, what they do, they just give the compensation, and now they are saving lots of compensation. So with this assumption and this trend, you have to be innovative to reach to the market. And then the competitive analysis and the SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is very, very important. If you are not able to do the SWOT analysis, internal and external, so then definitely your business idea is not going to be successful, and many people will copy your idea. Even few people from your company can be a whistleblower. So you have to do the SWOT analysis maybe every month, maybe 3 months, in a gap of 3 months. So what actually we do in a SWOT analysis, you have to see the strength of your employee or your staff, your company. You have to see the weaknesses, you see the opportunities, new opportunities. If it is not coming to you, why it is not coming to you. You can go for the tendering also. Many work coming like identification and evaluation of images to the GST portals. So those who are submitting the images for the claim that they have spent this amount for expenditure under the GST, and they are getting that benefit. So either the images actually they have advertised or not, either images are forged or not. So for that, government time to time they announce some tender. So you can fill the tender and see that what opportunity you can serve over there and how you can serve your opportunity better than anyone else. Then you have to see the threats also, because this is very, very important once you analyze the threats. So SWOT analysis is very, very important once you are going to marketize your business and once you're going to grow your business. Then account management, this is another very important. So it has a threefold objective: what business you are in, how are you going to operate, what are the main parameters, and why do you think that you will be success. So that is a very, very important. And then what businesses you are in. So for that, what kind of business you are going to do, what is the status of the business, either this is a startup or this is the expansion of your existing work, or you are going to procure something. So either you're going to procurement, who going to operate. So your business operating form is very, very important. Either your business is profitable or just for the awareness, or just you want to add something new or learn something new as a startup or as an expansion of your business. Then what hours are daily required, how many days you require in the week. So all these kind of businesses is required. Either your business is seasonal, Like if you are going to provide some services to the individual clients, so they might have that they receive these kinds of complaint in the closing of the year. So either you're going to get the more business in the closing of the year, because in many like white collar crime frauds and particularly financial companies, those who are dealing with the finances, they have the target to close all the complaint at the end of the year. So you are going to get more and more burden in the end of the year. So that is a seasonal. So for that particular 2-3 months, you can hire more and more employees so that you can serve in a better way. Seasonal businesses in forensic, like we get a business for certificate verification from universities, from Veterinary Council of India. We get seasonal businesses from the ESIC. We get businesses from the data verification from the UPSC and many other companies. There we have the particular kind of business, not on a continuous mode, but on a seasonal basis. So you have to check that either your business is seasonal, and particularly in forensic, you can create some idea about the seasons. Like as I told you that we used to provide these things in a cafe coffee day during the Valentine Day. So this is a seasonal business, seasonal work. We provide the few services to insurance company in particular end of the year. So you have to be very careful once you are deciding what you are in, what kind of business and what is the need of that particular business. Now I'm discussing the next part. Once you will start the business, you have the model, you have the all the meet with all the compliances, you know that where you're going to target, who can be or the person who are going to take your businesses. So the main thing is a fund. You require a fund, and the fund raising is a different criteria. So you can take a fund from family, you can take a loan if you are eligible. You can go for the crowdfunding, you can go for the angel investors. So let me explain one by one what is a crowdfunding. So crowdfunding is the practice of the funding a project or a venture by raising a small amount of the money from a large number of people, typically via the internet, and in which you do not have to return anything. Recently, I saw one student who wants to pursue his master's from the UK, and he needs 31 lakh rupees. So he started crowdfunding as a scholarship. And I saw that more than 6 lakh rupees he had already collected from this crowdfunding. So, but yes, for that, you require to be ethical, to provide all the ethical documents once you are advertising your things, like either you are advertising your crowdfunding on the any platform or any NGO like Milap, if they are helping, or any other kind of NGO. So the crowdfunding, the main thing is that you are getting a small amount from a large number of people, and you need not to return. Like recently, you have seen the last year, it was a very famous, and now it is also in the trending, Baba Ka Dhaba. So this is the nature of the crowdfunding if you want to start anything. These are the few websites from where you can get the crowdfunding, and Impact Guru, Indiegogo, and you can go for the GoFundMe. These are the few websites which is very important from where you can get the crowdfunding. And only from these, like apart from these, there are many other company where you can apply, you can give your idea, and they can help you in the getting a fund. Kickstarter is another crowdfunding company. They are helping a lot of people. So you can pitch your idea, you can put your project, and if the interested people will see, they can give their fund a small amount, and you can meet to your need. If you need a high amount, like like a big amounts, so like things like Oyo rooms or the project like many other company, like those who are working with the angel investors. So you can go to the angel investors, and what angel investors do, they require an individual with the affluent, and whatever the capital they need for the business startup or the expending, and they require some equity in that particular business, and they require the ownership. So that is again very important things. Either you want to sell your idea, or you want to give the ownership to particular company. So particularly the role played by the angel investors. Angel investors, anybody can be your family member, your relative, they can be or any person who is from the professional background, and they may be particularly the angel investor, those who are investing, or a doctor, lawyer, business associate, or even sometime entrepreneur also. Like we recently got one investor, those who want to invest on company. So they are not motivated by profit, and they concentrate on the success of the startup. They see the long goals. Say they ask for your financial year planning for the 5 year, like what you are going to do in FY1, FY2, FY3, FY4, FY5. So what is your goal about that? And then only they can invest that particular amount. Most angel investors are experienced executives, so who worked on the top companies, and then if your idea get pitched, they will definitely invest on your business, and they will give you guidance and the mentorship also. You can get many mentorship from the startup ecosystems, which is created by the angel investors, and these are the few companies where the angel investors you can apply. What actually they look for the viability of your strategy. They see your vision. They see your past work. Either they are going to believe on you being a founder or not. They see the traction and scale about your what work you're going. They look for your past management skills. They look for your market size. In forensic, the market size is not small. It's a very big market size, but we have not reached that particular market size, that big market size. So we have to be convinced on these parameters so that angel investor can invest. And these are the method by which you can approach the angel investors in India. Prepare your pitch deck, then have your product services prototype, then find the particular nature, those who want to invest, or you can search through the different portals. I'll give some link also, those portals who are providing the angel investors list, and present your idea with the confidence so that they can believe on your idea and they can invest on your idea. So these are few list of the angel investors. So investmentnetwork.in, here you can apply your idea. The angel.co India investors. So you will find the investors, those who are in the India search category wise, those who are want to invest in the education, those who want to invest in the industry, those who want to invest in the product, either they want to invest in the startup, either they have the invest in the technology. So there are different categories. By that category you can apply, you can pitch your idea, and by that way you will get a better result from that particular individuals. After the getting an investment from the angel investor, what compliances you have to fill the ROC if your company is single director or the private limited company. So registrar of company, you have to fill all compliances. You have to fill the GST. You have to fill the income tax. You have to fill the project. If you have taken a fund from the government, like MSME, you have taken, or any other government scheme, you have taken the fund. You have to submit the project closure report and financial closing report also to government. And if you are taking a services, you have to see. Till now we have discussed how we can get the success in entrepreneurship, but many studies say that 90% Indian startups fail within 5 years of the inceptions. And these are the data which is suggested by the different research, different company, and particularly in 2019, more than 6,000 company, and particularly the IT startups, they got failed. The reason behind that, they do not have the unique idea, and these are the comment from the angel investor that they have the lack of uniqueness. So even they do not have the proper revenue models and the business models, many places. In 5,500 company in 2015, they have closed down, and they have returned some amount to the angel investor because they are not able to succeed due to failure of that particular model. 77% of the venture capitalists, they believe that why we are not getting a unique idea. The reason behind that, we are in India particularly, we are replicating the Western business models. Whatever the business model we have in the West, we have copying that business model. So that is one very, very important things. So never, we fear about the failure. Failure is a part of the business. Failure is a part of the entrepreneurship. And if you are not getting a failure, it means you are not doing something. So, like if you have a multiple failed businesses attempt in the past, some key point you have to be those who have earlier done in the business or any work you have done, you have to take care of these few key points, like evaluate why your business failed. What are the, like in our company, in my 14-year career, I also failed in many businesses, many project, many idea, more than 15 businesses, business ideas we failed. So what we can do, we cannot sit on that, we cannot sit with that bad experience with bad result. We need to evaluate why our business failed. We have to separate our identity from our business, because we can do the several number of business and our identity is something different. Assess your attitude. There may be a possibility due to your non-learning, due to non-cooperative with the staff, non-motivation to the staff. There is a idea, or there may be a whistleblower, those who are the responsible for the particular failure. Find a product or service you are passionate about. If you are only in the forensic product, you go for the product services. If you want to have the passion about the dealing or the handling of the different equipments, then you can go about the reselling of the particular equipment. So there are many companies, those who are looking for the startup individual or the reseller in India. So their product you can introduce in India. It's depend upon what passion you have, and then find why, like why your business have failed, why not the other business have failed. So if you all will, evaluate all these idea, I'm sure in future you will fail 1, 2, 3, 10, 15, 20 businesses, but you will get a success more than that. You will get success in more than 10 times of that failure businesses. So calculate the cost about your business, build a dream team, those who can work, or those who can work not as a staff employee, they can work as a dreamer. They can think that this idea is going to be very helpful for the society and for their growth as well. So everything depends upon the team. If you do not have the good team, you cannot be a good entrepreneur. And clear a set goal for the each team, for the each individual. You have to set a clear goal so that they can accordingly put their input. They can accordingly, if you find that the person is not at all fit for that particular goal or particular work, you shift them from the team. Again, if he is not fit for the company, you can say them goodbye from the company. There is no harm to saying a goodbye than having someone who is not at all passionate about the work. So make your clear goal about whenever you are going to make a successful entrepreneur. But these are the things which you have to see that if you have not set a clear goal, then definitely you're going to face the failure in your entrepreneurship. So few basic equipments also require in your company. Like these are the few equipments which we have in our company. So these are the things which is required once you are starting your businesses. And because sometimes they want to see the visit, either the virtual, or they want to come to their company, either you are doing the testing or not, what kind of equipment you are using. And here I congratulate even all the alumni of the GIFSA that they have the opportunity to use the equipment of the institute. As yesterday I heard Dr. Ayes told that they have given the opportunity, they have opened the collaboration for the students, alumni, that they can come to the institute, they can access the equipment, they can do the analysis. So because I know it's very tough to procure all the equipments. I know the pain of procuring all the equipments, how tough to procure all these equipments, because we have a limited earning and then we have to expend, then we have to look for the other expenses also. So particularly for the GIPSA students, it's a wonderful opportunity for you all. Even the Rashtriya Raksha Shakti University, they also providing opportunity to their students so that they can go and do their analysis. And I must congratulate all the people of GIPSA that they have the opportunity to access the equipment of the institute. So we never got this kind of opportunity once we started our career. So these are the industry where you can just name any industry, you will get the business. And these are the industry where we have served, SIFS have served in all kind of industry. We have served in the military industry, we have served in medical equipment industry, we have served in travel agencies, we have served in furniture agencies, we have served in judiciary, we have served in telecommunications. So just list any kind of field, and you need to create a model, and then you can easily serve that particular industry. So with this, this is a one quote I like to say here. You have to see the failure as a beginning and in the middle, but never entertain it as the end. If you are entertaining it as an end, you are not going to get the success. This is the task about the entrepreneurship. Those who want to become an entrepreneur, they want to form their company and they want to run their business. But apart from that, if you want to do the job, you can have the different job roles in the private forensic professionals. So I'm going to discuss, I will take a less time for that particular things. So there are many job roles in the private forensic science professionals, those who can come as an expert witness individually, cybersecurity professionals. They can come as a forensic auditor, they can come as a risk assessor, they can come as a fraud control officer in FCU unit, they can come as a grievance officer, and many more opportunity. So these are the few roles you have to perform as a cybersecurity professionals, like protecting the infrastructures, but you are going to on role of that particular company, and that company have the policy for the particular work. So these works you can do in that particular company, being a cybersecurity professionals. Few certification research nowadays in a demand by the industry. If you want to become a cybersecurity professional, you require to have these basics certifications. So these certifications are already available in the by the different company, and particularly they are taking care of the EC Council certification. And I'm in the global advisory board of the EC Council. So I think from the forensic science, those laboratories considered, I'm the only one in that. And I used to suggest during the meeting of the EC Council that how we can how we can improve the training by teaching them importance of the evidence, because several times we fail to procure everything, but we fail to procure the evidence. So that we are doing work for the with the EC Council, and it's a big company, and these are the few companies where you can approach for being a cybersecurity professionals. Similarly, forensic auditors, the role of forensic auditor is to conduct the prosecutor if any fraud is going on company, and few certification again. These are important for being a forensic auditor. So you all will get this list. So I'm not going to explain each list. Then a few companies, those who are big shots in this forensic auditing. So you can apply over there if you want to go for the job role over there. Risk assessor. So risk assessor usually participate in risk assessment of individual company or some other company also, and this will be your role to check and to alert the employee of that particular company that this kind of risk is going to come in your company. And for that also there are some certifications which is in demand by the corporate. So these are the certification is required apart from your having an MSc or BSc degree in forensic science. So these are the important certification. Until unless you do not have the certification, they will not hire you. These are few top companies, those who are providing the job on the risk assessors. Fraud control officers. The role here is identify the fraud and their pattern, and particularly in maintaining the knowledge of the fraud in situation and how the industry can cope up of that particular frauds. And these are few certification like certified fraud examiner. This is very common certification. You all being a forensic professional, you all can apply for this certification. And fraud investigation course also, FIC is also very important. You can do that. These are the company, all the life insurance, general insurance company you can apply. And many students I have seen from the forensic science, they are working in life insurance company and general insurance company as a grievance officer, as a legal officer, and as a risk control management unit officers. Cyber forensic analyst. So here the company like those who are providing the equipments as well as those who are doing the analysis, they are hiring the individual, those who have the knowledge of the particular tools. Like if you want to go for any company who is in a procurement, so they are giving opportunity you to become a forensic analyst and give training to the individual. Like whenever you procure, like if any FSL and CFSL, they are procuring some software, they ask a company to send the trainers so that trainer can tell them how this software work, what are the functionality, and all these things they can do. And for that also there are few certification which is important nowadays. Company are usually preferring these certification, particularly CHFI they are preferring. And these are the few firms who recently advertised the jobs related to cyber forensic analyst. So a forensic attorney, and this is also if you have the like MSc forensic science degree and or BSc, you can do LLB, and by that you can engage yourself with many lawyers, many many lawyers, and here you can you can take a 3-year law degree or 5-year degree, and some places 4-year bachelor degree as per the international if you want to go, because this job is particularly comes with the international. Not in Indians, it is less. Few company of India also they have the forensic attorney on their panel, like a big company like IBM or the Thermax or the American Bureau of Shipping. So they require the forensic attorney. They require the basic degree of forensic apart from the certification and the knowledge of legal dealing. Then innovative idea. Here I'm coming to the end. So innovative idea projects. So here I have, as I told, I have investors. You can put your idea. You can email to idea to my company, ceo@sifsindia.com. And for that particular new idea, we have a very minimum investment as of now from the investor, that is of 20 crore rupees only. So if your idea fit to them, they can invest on your idea. So recently in like April, we got this opportunity, this chance to have an innovative project idea, and particularly for the preventive forensics. They want to invest on the preventive forensics, not on the investigative forensics. So you have to be very careful once you submit your idea that how your product or the services or your idea can be useful for the preventive forensics. We have to be very careful about once we are dealing with any kind of services. So this is one opportunity where I know the investment is very low, but yes, you can even if they will say, if they will see that your preventive forensic model is very good, they can reach to the more and more company and they can invest more and more, because developing any idea is if you have some dream and if you have some idea, so as per my belief 20 crore is very less amount. But yes, it will be a good for a startup if your idea is very unique, so that you all can apply. And here I can say that forensic science is very ignored field. Here a bank manager, you can see this spelling of the forensics. So whenever you make any idea, you should be very creative, very innovative. Otherwise, people will nowadays, they are not, even they do not know the spelling of forensic being a bank manager. So this is a very, very tough situation and very tough for teach them that we are forensic professional. We want to help the industry. Very tough to convince them that from our services, they are going to get the benefit. So be very careful once you are pitching with your idea, and your idea should be with a crystal clear vision so that people can understand easily. If you're just going to use the high terminology, they are not going to entertain you. With this, I like to thank you once again, Gypsa, for giving me opportunity to speak with this August gathering. Thank you, everyone. I welcome you all can connect on the social media if you have any questions related to this. This is my son. He fond of the forensic. He used to read all my books. So you can see whenever he come to office, he sit with all these books. In the future, I don't know what he's going to become, but now he has the interest in forensic. He used to see the currency in the UV chambers. He used to develop the fingerprint, like he used to waste the fingerprint powder by seeing how we are doing. So with this, thank you so much. I would like to take whatever the questions you all have. And once again, thank you all the partners for this particular online workshop. And I think as per the time allotted to me, I still have time, and I concluded my talk like 5 minutes earlier. So thank you so much. Thank you once again, everyone. Now I'm open for the question.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your such inestimable information. Sir, we have some queries from our attendees. If you permit, I would like to put forward queries by attendees.
Yes, please.
Sir, one of our attendees asking, So what should we do so that other people who are tenure in the field or new startup unable to ruin the concept or idea of unique business model by don't understand the concept and copy services?
See, if you are putting your idea, your business model to someone else, and you would never disclose your complete idea. You disclose that you have the thought. Like for an example, I want to propose an idea that I want to make some application which will be going to be useful for the prevention of e-commerce fraud. So how I will do? So this much idea you only explain. Other things you should not explain. Once you are explaining all the things, definitely they are going to take the advantage of that particular things and they will copy your idea. So never disclose your complete idea. Once they ask for the complete idea, go for the contract. On a contract, you will have the date, and if they are implementing your idea which is signed with you earlier, and they are employing like today is 15 June, and they are employing on the 16 June, and you are in the contract on the 15 June, then you can go for the legal compliances as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, we have another question. How can teaching entrepreneurship and innovation be developed at universities? Do you think studying about the subject should only be limited to business students?
No, I don't believe this is not at all related to the business students. The reason behind business students, they read about the business modeling. You can hire, being an entrepreneur, you can hire the business individual for maintaining the official things and maintaining the modeling, because there is a truth that you do not know everything about how to form the businesses. So you can take a help of other individual. But as far as the idea of the forensic is concerned, the person who is from the business side, they do not have the idea about the forensic science. You are the only with the brain of the forensic thinking, and you are the only who can explain the more about the implementation of that particular things in manner of forensic science any other than anyone else.
Yes, sir. So, how can we apply to private investigative agencies, and what will be the criteria of selection? That like what are the qualities we need to get selected by such agencies?
So the private investigating agency, there are different kind of agency, those who are doing the investigation. Like as I told you, the few companies, big four companies, they are doing the investigation for the corporate, few private forensic science laboratories. So basically what they require to have the clarity about your services and clarity of idea what you are going to serve them during the interview. There's a one thing. Second, you need to have the basic knowledge of your subject. So once in the interview, they will ask, you should not give some blunder answers, because many a time we have received many blunder answers during the interview, being a master's in forensic science.
Yes, sir.
Because as you know, everyone having a degree of master's in forensic science is not at all equal. Few have the very strong knowledge, and I can proudly say more knowledge than what we have after the 14 is spending 14 years in that particular industry. So few newcomers, those who are studying in the those who are MSc, they have the more knowledge than us.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. So, what can be ideal company idea according to you or according to the today's forensic scenario?
Can you repeat again?
What can be ideal company idea according to you or according to the today's forensic scenario?
So the one idea is auditing, cyber forensic auditing, IT auditing is very innovative idea. People are looking. They are not getting a good professionals because we are just taking a help of, as I told, taking a help of Western model. So we can see the working style of the individual, because these compliances were applied in the company, those who having the ownership from the international. So they have their clear-cut policy. Company, those who are in India, they have still they are lacking with the clear-cut policy. So for their policy compliances, one can be useful, and they can be a good auditor for the having a base of the forensic science, so they can tell them what is the importance for getting their services being audited, because they have the knowledge of how to get the evidence as well.
Yes, sir. So, as a forensic graduate, if we have to start a company, what is the minimum amount of money required?
So just for the registration and all the documentation formality, if I say, I will again request, go with the registration with the company, those who are having a very high value, not go with any registration company, because you might have seen on advertisement you can register your company, GST and everything in 5,000 rupees. So I will never suggest. So minimum, if you want to make a setup with your office, you want to sit there, you want to compliance, and so that client can visit, minimum investment is minimum, I can say the 2 lakh rupees is required, minimum.
So, what is your view on failure of startup in India, and what is the reason behind it?
Failure of a startup in India.
Yes, sir.
That is the thing. So the uniqueness is, we do not have a uniqueness. We always run on the leak. Like if I have started the handwriting examination, my people, those who are studied with me, or those who are following me, or those who are seeing my work, they will also start with the same kind of work. So the competition will increase, number one. And secondly, the company, they will get a idea. Like if I'm going to that particular company and I'm charging X amount, you will charge X minus 10 amount. So company, obviously, they have the idea on the evaluation. So that's why I always used to say that, like people ask that, who is your competitor? So I used to say that no one is my competitor. I am competitor of myself. Whatever the things I am doing today, if I am not able to improve my capacity or my capability tomorrow, then I'm lacking. If someone is doing better than me, it's their quality. It's not my. It's not like their fault. It's their quality. So the failure is main, that you should have the uniqueness. Only you can get a more and more success in particular kind of entrepreneur or kind of business.
Yes, sir. We have seen that many people are copying business models and not coming with innovative ideas. So, what is your view about this?
So always come with an innovative idea, because copying can only give you the some survival, but they cannot give you the long-term success.
Yes, sir. So, as we have seen, you are not having instruments related to DNA analysis. Do you collaborate, or if yes, to whom?
As of now, we do not have a facility in our laboratory for the DNA testing, and we do not take any case related to the DNA. Whenever some case comes to us, we send to the some other person, those who are doing in the field.
Yes, sir. So, how important is certification other than graduating in forensic science?
How can we?
How important is certification other than graduating in forensic science?
So as I told, certification is very, very important. Once you are going for the expert witness, advocate during the cross examination, they will ask what all certification you have. And as per the industry standard, also I have explained, given some list of the certifications. So you can see the importance. What is the importance of certification? Like if you will get the certification, you will get more and more knowledge. And by having a more and more knowledge, apart from being your bachelor and master degree, you can see that you have learned extra, because as I told, all are doing the MSc forensic science, and all are not equal. So if you want to be something different than the others, then in that case you have to get some extra knowledge and extra certification.
Yes, sir. So, as you have said that you are running a privately limited company for last 14 years, may I ask annual turnover of your company?
No.
Okay. Uh,
If you want to become an investor, then I can tell my turnover. So how much multiplication factor you can invest.
yes, sir. Sure, sir. I have acquired good skills in fraud examination. Should I work as a consultant or start my own company?
Start your own company.
Okay, sir. So, as there are no more questions, let me conclude the session. Sir, we are thank you to you for giving us time from your busy schedule and enlightening us with your immense informative talk. I also thank to our director, sir, Dr. Satish Deshpande, sir, for his valuable guidance and support. I also thank to all our teachers, staff members and students for being with us in every part of this initiative. And last but not least, thank you everyone for attending this session and I hope you got much more valuable information from this lecture. Before concluding this session, there is an important announcement. Please join live podcast at 2 p.m. after your lunch break. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us, and thank you to all participants. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sanskriti. Thank you, Rajesh sir.